Hey guys, welcome back to Film Truth. Today we'll talk about where all that gold has come from in Aussie Gold Hunters. Let's head into it. Mining gold with cyanide. In this episode, the Gold Hunters tried out a new strategy, mining gold through cyanide. Cyanide is a chemical that acts quickly and is potentially deadly. Cyanide can mean any of the various compounds containing the CN group of chemicals. One carbon atom, C, and one nitrogen atom, N. It reacts readily with living organisms because it is organic. Cyanide easily combines with many metals, making it helpful to separate metals from their ores, such as gold. But how is cyanide used in gold mining, you might ask? For leaching gold from ore, a sodium cyanide solution is commonly used. There are two leaching types. Heap leaching. Atop giant collection pads, cyanide solution is sprayed over huge heaps of crushed ore spread in the open. As it trickles across the heap, the cyanide dissolves the gold from the ore into the solution. The pad collects the solution, now impregnated with metal, which is stripped of gold and resprayed until the ore is depleted on the heap. Vat, or tank leaching. In large tanks, the ore is mixed with cyanide solution. Although the chances of spills are lower because the leaching process is more controlled, behind large dams, tailing impoundments, which can and do disastrously fail, the resulting waste, known as tailings, is stored. Because cyanide leaching is very efficient, it enables much lower ore grades to be mined profitably. To get the same amount of gold, mining lower grade ore requires the extraction and processing of much more ore. Partially due to cyanide, modern mines are much larger than before cyanide was used, creating vast open pits and producing huge quantities of waste. More than 20 tons of mine waste are generated to produce enough gold for a typical ring. Anyways, for the Aussie Gold Hunters, this method definitely worked out. They had a lot of success and managed to obtain a huge amount of gold. But let's get further into the background of the cyanide gold mining, which is very popular in Australia recently. Australian tech company Clean Mining has launched an ore processing technology to replace the use of toxic chemical cyanide for gold mining. The patented technology acquired by Clean Mining was developed over a period of 10 years by the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation of Australia's government research agency. For ore processing, mines typically use a cyanide-based plant and need to store the byproducts in a dam called a tailings dam, long enough to destroy the cyanide. The cost of using and maintaining tailing dams can reach millions of dollars, said Paul Hanna, Clean Mining's founder and chairman. Toxic water from the dams also poses a threat to local communities living in the area and the environment. As a consequence, some countries have banned the use of cyanide in gold mining, such as Hungary and certain states in the US. In order to recover gold at a rate comparable to cyanide use, Clean Mining's solution uses a non-toxic reagent containing thiosulfate. The firm said the technology, regardless of size, scale, and location, is suitable for all gold mining operations. It can eliminate the need for tailings dams by incorporating a dry tailings process into the plant design, said Mr. Hanna. Subject to local environmental approvals, a clean mining plant can dry stack tailings and enable repatriation to appropriate locations. Within 10 months, a pilot test conducted at one of the sites of Clean Mining in Menzies, Western Australia, yielded gold, and the Aussie Gold Hunters were very confident about trying this method as well.
We're very excited that the gold produced here will be clean gold. That is, we do not use cyanide or mercury to produce it.
He added that the solution could even help to increase the supply of gold as it enables businesses to process the ore while remaining compliant with regulations. The firm is in talks to adopt the technology with 4 to 5 gold mining corporations. Mr. Hanna told Film Truth that in Singapore, where he opened his office a month ago, Clean Mining is setting up its global headquarters and operations. Research and development will remain based in Australia, so it remains a local and obtainable method for our beloved Aussie Gold Hunters. Finding gold through metal detectors. Australian gold hunter Brent Shannon knew he and his hunting partner Ethan West were onto something when wood props or supports started showing up among the dirt his excavator was ripping from the ground of the goldfields in Victoria. The two men found two giant gold nuggets, together offering 123.5 ounces of wealth, with 2 weeks left in the season, before temperatures sent the duo, assisted by Shannon's father-in-law and Ethan's dad, Paul West, elsewhere in the nation to hunt for gold.
Have a listen, Eve. See if it's still in the centre. It's out. Oh!
The nuggets alone have a value of about $240,000 US in precious metal, and the collector value could add 30 to 50% to that total. The men, who make up the Poseidon crew, were some of the stars in the 5th season of the Aussie Gold Hunters television documentary series. The episode where the men found the gold aired on August 24, but back in April last year, they found the nuggets. The largest nugget, weighing 78.5 troy ounces, was first discovered with the smaller one, totaling 45 troy ounces, about 16 meters or 52.5 feet away, just hours later that same day. If we're not getting something out of this hole today, we might as well be able to pack up and go home, mate. It's got all the signs of a loaded hole, Shannon, 41, says in the episode. For more than 15 years, he's been mining gold in the area. There are 2 claims in the region for the Poseidon crew, and these nuggets were found in the smaller one, measuring 5 hectares, 12.3 acres, or 50,000 square feet. Shannon explained in an interview with Coin World why he was so certain that the men were going to strike gold there that April day. During the Victorian Gold Rush, which ran from 1851 to 1860, the site where the team was searching was mined by old-timers, but subsequent hunts continued into the 1900s. According to Shannon, while Victoria's goldfields were home to some 90% of the largest gold nuggets found in the world, some pieces obviously escaped detection until modern times. The simple fact that Shannon relied on, in addition to better technology and equipment today, was that not all the ground had been searched back then. The ubiquity of the aforementioned wood props indicated that the old-time miners found lots of gold in the area. Once gold stopped popping up, they would have stopped tunneling, but it also meant that the area immediately adjacent to the tunnels was untouched because some earth was maintained for support. I was rather confident by looking at the ground that we would find some gold there, Shannon told Coin World. I expected to get something. The gold gods were looking down at us. But let's dig a little deeper into this method of finding gold. The failure rate for beginners was much higher than it is today in the old detection days of the 80s. That's because it was cantankerous and difficult to use detectors. By comparison, modern detectors are very user-friendly, but unfortunately, some give up this seductive hobby. Gold prospecting has always been linked to powerful imaginations and unrealistic romantic expectations. Some beginners have imagined somehow that when they get lucky, they'll find a chicken egg-sized nugget every day with the occasional emu egg. So they tear around when they arrive at the goldfield, looking for the golden eggs and swinging their detector at a terrific rate. His or her depression and delusionment dampens the spirit of everyone that night around the campfire. If they're prone to learning, they find that the average size nugget is smaller than the egg of a lizard after a few days of detection, and even pea-sized pieces are not always easy to find. The hunters of Aussie Gold Hunters have found that those who are realistic are the most successful beginners. They've read enough to know that there's still plenty of gold out there, but that in the first week, they might not find a lot. They realize that learning how to find productive spots and make the best use of the detector takes time. Well, the Aussie Gold Hunters definitely did their research and therefore were able to obtain a huge amount of gold with this method. Congratulations! What do you think about these amazing finds on Aussie Gold Hunters? Did you know they could find that much gold through these methods? Let us know in the comments section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.